everyone, welcome to City Beat. I'm your host, Nancy Byrne, and we are at Bob Baskin Park. This is one of more than 70 parks getting back to normal now that we have entered phase 2 of our road to recovery. A little bit later on, we'll tell you exactly what is open and what is not open in our parks. But first, speaking of open, it's been nearly 3 months since COVID-19 forced all non-essential businesses to shut their doors. It's been sad seeing the Strip in our downtown vacant and boarded up. Well, now that casinos have been given the thumbs up to open up, we're going to take you inside. Sue Levitt shows us what guests can expect under new safety measures.
The single most important thing that we can do, the single most important thing we got to get right is protecting the health and safety of our customers, our team members in the community.
A lot of work has gone into getting it right as Boyd Gaming has begun to carefully open their properties. Here at the Suncoast, we're reminded of what the new normal looks like.
We're enforcing social distancing throughout our properties. We're doing these measures that health officials have said are effective in preventing the spread of this disease.
These measures include the installation of plexiglass barriers throughout the property. Chairs are spaced and blue dots placed on the ground to control fewer people gambling at once. All employees wear masks and guests are encouraged to do the same. You'll also see many hand sanitizing stations, and Boyd Gaming is taking additional precautions when guests arrive. When you walk into any of the Boyd properties, you'll walk past one of these thermal scanners. If you have a fever, the monitor will light up. If not, you're good to go. The process is painless, and most people don't even realize their temperature is being read as they pass through.
It's been a long 2 months for our entire city, and I think we're all just excited to get back to business, start doing what we do best as a city, and that's welcoming our customers and making sure they have a good time while keeping them safe.
Derek Stevens owns the D Las Vegas, the Golden Gate, and is in the process of building a third casino, Circa, in downtown Las Vegas. He's opened his properties, and as an incentive for travelers, he's offered 1,000 free one-way airplane tickets to Las Vegas to get visitors to return. All the tickets were claimed in 2 hours, and when he offered another 1,000 free one-way tickets, they were also almost immediately snapped up.
We wanted to do something that we could jumpstart things. So I'm real glad that we did that. I think there's an awful lot of demand to come to Las Vegas. We gave away 2,000 free flights, but there was demand for 14,000 overall. So I thought that bodes well for Vegas.
And after a long 2 months of shutdown, guests were more than ready to get back into the casino at midnight on June 4th.
The hotel guests were coming in, and it was great to see some friendly faces, and everybody was excited to be there. And then as we got closer, the countdown came up, and then boom, euphoria when it hit midnight.
And like Boyd Gaming, Derek has many of the same safety measures in place at his casinos.
And really the key thing for us is we want to make sure everybody stays safe and feels safe, because they have to feel safe to be able to have fun, and that's really the end goal.
For City Beat, I'm Sue Levitt.
9 of 12 Boyd properties are open, and if the numbers keep going down and demand goes up, well, we should see more properties opening up across the city. It's not just big casinos opening their doors. Businesses and attractions, large and small, are welcoming guests. We started a tradition here on City Beat where we show a photo essay pertaining to these unprecedented times with you. The theme of this photo essay is Vegas is Back. Hopefully, our numbers will continue in a direction that helps us continue to open up, getting people back to work and our economy back on track. Well, as businesses do open, the city of Las Vegas is taking steps to make it just a little bit easier to visit restaurants and businesses downtown. We caught up with our parking services manager to hear about some new features offering free parking or deeply discounted parking. Downtown businesses are reopening their doors and welcoming guests after months of shutdown or partial shutdown due to the coronavirus. To help visitors find convenient and affordable parking, the City of Las Vegas Parking Services Department has formed a partnership, enabling you to find some great deals.
We have one parking lot that we've partnered with Downtown Project with on. It's the Llama Lot on Fremont and 9th. And if you download the Explore DTLV app, you can actually redeem a free parking offer and park for free at the Llama Lot through the month of June.
If all the free spots are taken or the Llama Lot is simply not convenient for where you're going, there are also opportunities for 50% discounts and spot reservations through the ParkWiz app or parkwiz.com.
So we have a couple of things. One is we have ParkWiz, which is a reservation system, so you can actually go online and reserve all-day parking at a few of our parking facilities for half price. And once you do that, you just get a QR code that you can scan at the gate, or you can just come into the parking lot and park. So you don't ever have to touch any of the equipment or interact with anything. It's cheap and it's easy.
The city has also initiated technology that adds touchless options to garage transactions. Using Apple Pay and Google Pay, you can scan a QR code to pay for parking. No need to touch a thing. Stanley says as downtown Las Vegas tries to get back to business, Parking Services is not out to make things more difficult by handing out tickets. She says they want those who work downtown to give the good spots to patrons, making sure visiting is just a little bit easier.
What we do for the city is because when you come downtown, we don't have huge mammoth parking garages with an unlimited supply of parking. We are limited, and we want to make sure that the people that come downtown to spend money have the easiest time and less hassle parking, which means they need the spaces that are closest to the businesses. So that's why we do what we do, because we want to make sure that everybody parks in a place that's best for them.
There's also some very cool new technology enabling you to just wave your hand in front of a sensor to dispense a ticket instead of having to actually touch the kiosk. Well, as we mentioned earlier, our parks are getting back to normal. When we come back, we're going to tell you exactly what you can and cannot do in city parks right now.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
This girl is very pretty. It's inciting feelings of jealousy in me. We should pick on her.
I'm insecure about some things, so I think we should put some me stuff on here. Maybe even some lies, too.
Yeah.
I just want to be accepted by you both. So I'm going to send this to my friends so they think I'm cool.
Kids bully for all kinds of reasons. None of them are good. Find ways to get involved at flipthescriptnow.org.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
Welcome back to City Beat from Bob Baskin Park, where we personally have noticed a few more visitors on this particular day. That's because our city parks are opening up a little bit more under phase 2 of our Road to Recovery. Just in time for summer, water features and other great amenities are now open. There are 72 parks in Las Vegas offering everything from picnic areas to pools, pickleball to basketball. And now that we are on the state's road to recovery from the coronavirus shutdown, we can all do some mental and physical recovering in those open spaces.
So we've just opened our splash pads, as you can see behind me. We recently opened them based off of the governor's guidelines, and they will be open all the way through the end of Labor Day.
Jana Bruner says the City of Las Vegas Parks and Recreation Department has been strictly following the state's guidelines to give residents an escape to the great outdoors while still keeping our residents safe. And until now, that basically boiled down to open areas and little else. But now we are almost back to normal.
The only piece of the park that is not open right now are the playgrounds, and that's going to be based off the governor's guidelines when they open those back up. But you can go out, you can use the basketball courts, pickleball courts, volleyball courts. All of our exercise and fitness equipment, all of our parks and maintenance groundskeepers, they've been out bleaching all of them. We encourage you guys to use gloves and make sure that you guys are hand washing, all of those things that you've heard from the CDC, just to be safe. But our parks are open, and we want people to come out and enjoy them.
With that being said, there are still some restrictions in the newly opened areas. For example, if you want to host a gathering, you will need to stick to the smaller pavilions, and you'll need to keep a limit to your guests.
We just opened up our picnic pavilions, but you can only have 50 or less based off of those guidelines. We do have gazebos that offer bigger space. However, those remain closed for right now. But yes, you can make a reservation at 229 Play for birthday party gatherings. But again, we encourage social distancing, but you can rent and reserve those pavilions now.
Kids can keep cool in all the splash pads, something parents will likely appreciate after having children home from school for the last few months. And slowly but surely, our pools are opening. Pavilion Pool opened June 5th, and Municipal Pool is ready for swim June 15th. But there again, some new rules. For example, locker rooms are still closed.
One thing that you can expect, though, you need to come prepared. You need to be in your swimsuit, and our locker rooms are still closed. Again, for those CDC guidelines, so you need to come to the pool prepared to actually get in the pool.
Those who enjoy swimming laps need to call and reserve a lane so that social distancing can still be followed even in the water. And while masks are recommended while lounging by the pool, they of course are not required in the water. In fact, they're not allowed. Jana says the goal of Parks and Rec is to open all pools at some point this summer.
Our big issue, Nancy, is the fact that we've been closed, and so now we've got to get our lifeguards in, we've got to get them trained and all of those pieces to make sure that our pools are safe. So we are hoping to open our seasonal pools as we staff up.
Finally, Parks and Rec wants you to know summer camps are available again, but they will look a little different to keep kids and families safe. Vegas Strong Summer Academy is open to kids 3 to 13.
It's a summer fun program where kids are going to learn and grow and socially engage, especially since we closed down CCSD early. I know that parents are looking for an outlet for their kids where they can socialize and play with other kids. So Vegas Strong, it's in 6 facilities. Again, you can call 229 Play to get those locations. It is a little bit different than our traditional summer camp. We're not traveling. So like every Parks and Recreation division, we've had to make some modifications, but it's about making sure people are safe and they have a safe haven that they can go to.
Las Vegas has always been known for providing many parks with a wide variety of amenities and activities. Las Vegans have relied on those venues over the years for safe, fun exercise, even during the coronavirus shutdown. It's exciting to now announce the city's Parks and Rec Department is finding a path to reopen more than just our trails and open spaces, while still making sure safety is a top priority.
I know that through COVID, it's been really tough for people being trapped inside, and so we encourage getting out in the open air and, enjoying the sunshine.
Now, keep in mind, temperature checks will be required at all swimming pools and to get into the Vegas Strong Academy. There are also some other rules. They are asking that parents drop their kids off curbside instead of going into the camps. For everything that Jana Bruner just covered and more, you can always go to 702-229 play. Well, let's stay on the topic of splash pads for a little bit. We've got more than a dozen in our city parks, and it's a great way for kids to get exercise and stay cool. We do get a lot of questions about the splash pads, such as, is the water clean? Are we wasting water? We thought we'd take a few minutes to answer some of the most commonly asked questions.
Yep, that works.
Back in the day, the alternative to swimming was running through the front yard sprinkler. Well, not anymore. Splash pads have become the modern version of that summertime pastime. This one at Lorenzi Park is always busy. And on this day, when the temperatures hit triple digits, it allows kids to still play outdoors and keep cool. And unlike that front yard sprinkler, water doesn't run off into the road. It runs right back into Lake Mead.
The water actually is the same kind of water that you see coming out of your shower at home, and it's recycled exactly the same way. It goes down the drain, goes out to the treatment plant, winds up in Lake Mead, we get credits back out of the lake, and it winds up coming back through the pipes.
David Logie is an architectural services manager with the city's Public Works Department. In other words, he has a hand in designing these water features in our parks. He says not only are they water smart, they're water safe. What you see coming out of these colorful features is as clean as the water that comes out of your faucet at home.
And if we had a on-site recycled system where we had a holding tank and we would chlorinate it, it's very much like a swimming pool. Not only is it really high maintenance for staff and they have to test the water continually to make sure that it's clean, we don't have to deal with that because the water coming out of there is the same water that comes out of your tap at home.
Another step taken by the city to keep your kids safe is making sure the wet ground in the splash pad isn't slippery when wet.
This one has actually a ground glass surface that we tried where they tumble the glass so that you won't get cut on it, and they trowel that into the surface to give you nice traction.
So now you know these splash pads are not only fun, they're safe. The water is clean and the water is not wasted. The splash pads are only open during the summer. If you're curious as to whether or not there's a splash pad near you, you can go to lasvegasnevada.gov and look under Parks and Rec Facilities and Parks. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to celebrate the very first graduating class from Las Vegas Fire and Rescue for 2020.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Welcome back to City Beat from Bob Baskin Park. Well, we just celebrated the very first class of 2020, the recruits that made it through the very difficult Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Academy. As always, photographer-editor Eric Sorensen documents their journey through the academy and then shares it with them and their families at their graduation. Here's just a piece of that video.
What kind of firefighter are you going to be with Las Vegas Fire and Rescue? We expect nothing but the best out of you guys. Respect!
The next 14 weeks are going to be really, really, really difficult. And it's going to require you to completely engage. Is that understood?
Sir, yes, sir! Class leader, let's get him up the tower. Let's go.
Sir,
fall
sir.
out.
Fall
out! Let's go. Come on, let's go. Down, give me 10. Down! Sir, 1, sir. Down! Sir, 2, sir. Who's the best? We are! Who's the best? We are! Sin City! Firefighters! Sin City! Firefighters! Sin City! Firefighters! Who are you? Rescue!
Our ultimate goal was that we wanted, since what's going on right now, the strip is completely shut down. So we decided as a group with the recruits that to run down the Las Vegas Strip to City Hall.
1, 2, 3, Lucky View!
I don't know, but I've been told. Made of gold. Who's the best? We are! Who's the best? We are! Who's the best? We are! Lucky View, sir!
Congratulations to all of the graduates. Well, that does it for another City Beat. Thank you so much for joining us from Bob Baskin Park. They've got everything out here: trees, trails, playground equipment, and a splash pad. It's located on Oakey, right near Rancho. We'll see you for the next City Beat.